This truck's getting to be in pretty good working order here. So there's only a couple last things to do, like the job that I never wanted to do. Breaking off the spark plugs in the motor. I broke 6 of them off. This is all I got of one of them. That's not going to be fun to get that one. And it looks like this one was changed before. The rest of them all old spark plugs. Stuck in there, broke off. Down in the hole, this is the one with the hex broke off. And I got it filled way up with penetrating fluid till I get the right tools to deal with that one. This is what the rest look like. There's a little porcelain, the electrode tip yanked out of that tiny little hole. And there's some penetrating fluid in there. Penetrating fluid didn't do anything at first. So if you put penetrating fluid at first before you crack them, it will go like into the threads of it, but that little taper right there stops it from making it down to where the carbon's actually at until you have it opened up a little bit. Once it snaps off, that taper's gone and the top of this little guy is exposed. But you can see even after 24 hours of sitting, penetrating fluid only got a 1/4 inch or less down there. It doesn't get in there very well or very quickly. I snapped them off yesterday and I got this Lyle tool to get them out, using the hair dryer to warm the hole up a little bit. And they've been coming out. We've got 3 of them, those 2 plus this one. One of them, it didn't break this bad in the hole, the porcelain, but a little teeny bit did break in the hole. That's the second number 2 cylinder. The tool works just like it should. You use this one to pull the porcelain pieces out by their head, and then you put in the pusher one and start cranking it, and then make some noises at first, then it gets tight, and then it should make one more noise, I think. Maybe not, but either way, tight until you get till the end. Oh, yep, there's the noise. That one was the strap breaking. Now we're just finishing her off. Hopefully those aren't porcelain breaking, but you just do what you gotta do till you get to the bottom. Okay, got it out. You can see it's got porcelain all over the tip. And the hole looks like a little smashed hole of porcelain. Not very good, but we'll blow the crumbs out with the air gun. It's blown out clean and we're ready for the extractor tool. So I got the extractor in there good and tight. Now I got the nut on. It's a lefty tighty nut. And we'll go, and hopefully I hear a crack and not a pull the threads out. Oh, yep, crack. Crack means it's coming. So we'll just go for it. From here, the first crack was the big one. It don't take much, it gets easy really quick. Screw that out of there, the rest. Make sure it's good and free. And then I've been being real careful at this point to not bang it around, because in case there's little chips that are gonna fall. Well, look, there it is. See, the penetrating fluid barely even got in there, and it had wide open access. It looks to have gone down the center of the electrode, possibly though, to the bottom. No broken porcelain on this one. That's a good pull. The bottom of the tool here, you only get a tiny bit of threads in there. So that's why you want to make sure you push in and get as much as you can, because like, see, we only got 2 of them. Grip's good though. And there it is, back to a regular spark plug hole. I'm going to clean the rest of the carbon out with a little pipe cleaner and some carb cleaner, and then we'll be good to go. Last hole broke like this. Crunchy noise number 1. Oh, maybe it didn't crunch the whole way this time. This pushes right down though, not very much effort. Just a lot of threads, I guess. Oh, getting hard. And crunch number 2. Got the pusher full of porcelain, and I'm sure there's some in the hole, so we'll blow it out. There it is, nice and clean, ready for extraction. Now you snug that center extractor in there tight, and then you double check that it's really tight, and then you're ready to screw down the little nut there and start going. Okay, let's pull it out. This one way back in the hole here, cylinder number 8. What's happening? Oh good, there's the noise. I did pull it out of one already. It's cylinder number 3, I believe. I had to put it in twice. So that's how I know. Make sure, put that thing in and make sure it's tight. This will come all the way out now, no problem. Now, we'll just pull her out. What do we got? See, penetrating fluid did minimal. We did not break the porcelain again. So that's good. We did pretty good so far. And there we are. Clean extraction on that one. Cylinder 5 is all that's left now. The hex is broke off it. So I used this little puller, pulled the ceramic part out of the center. You can see all the corrosion. This one was rusty, and then same, the threads in the hole just corroded all around them. There's pretty well all this stuck in the hole, minus no way to grip it. So I went and I got this extractor meant for a 3/4 inch bolt. So it's pretty strong, heavy duty extractor, and we're gonna go in the top, try and get it. To hold the extractor, this 12 point, it's kind of a weird one, but that holds my extractor pretty tightly. It's a 13mm 3/8 drive. Then I gotta adapt it up to 1/2 inch. Long extension to clear everything on the motor. Long bar and a bar for the end of the bar. So we got approximately 4 feet of handle on this extractor tool here. And it's not coming out. I'm working on it and it's not coming out. It's starting to ream out the top portion. Not this one, but the one stuck in there. Starting to ream it out and is bottoming out on the bottom part here. That's still, all this stuff stuck in there. And it's bottoming out in there. And I think it's gonna start deforming the outside here and wreck the cylinder head if I keep on smashing and wrenching on that thing how it is. So after a day of messing around and not getting anywhere, again, this is one of the ones I've already taken out, I've kept thinking about it and what to do, and it's all stuck by this part, not necessarily the threads. Maybe this case the threads are a little seized, but it's going to be this part holding it in. So the one that's in the truck, it's wide open in there, and that part should just fit out the top of it with my extractor tool. So yanking it out with the extractor tool is going to be the next step, and the threads are still going to be stuck in there, but hopefully it'll relieve that much pressure off that my easy out will be able to work again. Okay, through the center of the broken spark plug threads, I was able to get out the tip of the spark plug. See, all the chipping there was what I was worried I'm going to damage my cylinder head, because I was getting into the material on that. But we got this out of the way. So to get the threads, the easy out is now grinded down a little bit more, so that I should be able to reach in there without bottoming out into any of that stuff there. Well, I just got it, and man, I was getting in some trouble there with that one. My extractor tool, you can see there's a chip out of the tip, and that's because the extractor for the threads rammed into it, and I was all bottomed out, and I was like, I had nothing left to do. I didn't know what to do. And I pulled out the bottom because I figured it's got to be holding more resistance. And after that, I grinded off the tip of this big extractor so that I could fit it in without bottoming out. And you can see it's close. I filled it up with grease since I had no more tip to collect the chips. And man, that thing just creaked all the way out. I'm in so much relief right now. Well, it's out of there, and here's a good look at what I was messing with, what was stuck in there. Those dents at the bottom are from my vise removing it, but inside it was just getting stretched wide open, metal peeling away from that big heavy easy out, trying to get it out of there. And I was getting to the point where the top of it was going to be into the aluminum. So I didn't want to be going any lower in there, and I was going to be bottoming out through the bottom here and hit the cylinder head that way. So after trimming it down, it got in there, it gripped tight. You can see the cut it makes in the side there. Grips very good in there, and I got that sucker out of there. Otherwise I was going to be having to drill it and put a steel insert, and I didn't want to do any of that. Having the proper spark plugs in the proper way it's supposed to be, much better way to be having it. This part, they was stuck. See all of them turns in it? Well, I never spun it, right? I pulled it straight out. So those are all in there from this being installed into the hole with something going on, and they must have had a rough time before. But yeah, those are all cut in there, and I just pulled this straight. I didn't turn this. So that may be part of why it was so hard to get out of there. Well, the spark plugs are done. It's running perfectly good now. No issues at all. So now I got one of these to try on it. We're gonna do the 5/4 tunes, and I'll show you what the options are in here. So we have fuel octane selection, 87, 91, 93. I'm just gonna leave it on 87. I don't have anything that makes it worth turning it up to 91 or 93. No performance parts or anything. So 87, that should do good. Towing or stock tune is my options. I don't have any towing, so the stock tune, I'm pretty sure the stock is like SCT's version of the stock tune that'll have small changes in there. It said it gains 21 or 22 horsepower on a 5.4. So we got traction off. You got some control over your spark if you wanted. These, they all go negative degrees. You can't add any degrees, but you would add the degree by changing the fuel octane. And then we got wide open air fuel. You can add, change your axle ratio, your tire size, speed limiter, rev limiter, neutral rev limiter. I don't know, that maybe makes a difference on a manual. This one, it still stops at 3,000. We got the idle speed, idle and neutral. And then these ones I changed a little bit. Wide open throttle, first, second shift, second to third shift. Just a little bit faster to hold the RPM a little longer. And nothing different on 3 to 4 because that only happens in really cold weather. Then the third to fifth, again, just 3 miles per hour, hold it a little bit longer. And their shift pressures, I added 10% to the 1 and 2, 10% to 2 to 3. Nothing there, nothing on the other ones. I think you could bump it up. Let's see. You can go negative 20 up to negative 25 or plus 25. So I don't want to mess with it that much. We'll just go plus 10. And then maybe one day I'll get a custom tune and he can set it up for me because he'll be a little more knowledgeable, I suppose. But in the meantime, I'm just going to play with it. We'll use those settings and see if it makes much difference. It makes a little bit in the way that it holds the gears longer. It's hard to tell performance wise though. You got the gauges set up on it. There's not like every setting to monitor, but these were what I found most useful. Battery voltage, intake air temperature, coolant temperature, the load, trans temperature, spark, vehicle speed, and RPM. And I don't really know too much about it, but I just thought let's put that up there and watch what it does, learn from it a little bit, because the load changes the degree of the spark according to the RPM, and from whatever I can tell, my throttle pedal is the main thing controlling the load percent. So here's what it's like. Spun a little there because it's wet out, but she pulls pretty good. She's got lots of power, cruises real nice. This is what it reads on there, if you can read it. A little bouncy, but yeah, we're getting 18 liters per 100 for the average. Not horrible for a 3/4 ton truck, I don't think. And there's this noise, you can hear it there, the whining noise. I'm pretty sure that's the rear end because of all the corrosion that was in there. So I don't think I'm gonna fix that. It's just gonna do what it does. It's got new oil in it, and otherwise I'm gonna just drive this thing under like a regular acceleration. The transmission shifts really well. Nice quick shifts through the first couple of gears, which is really nice driving around town. It always feels powerful. Well, that's gonna do it for the Super Duty. Everything's painted, oiled. It's rust, I don't know, not really rust free. There's still rust on the inside, but you can't see so much from the outside. The box all working good like I want it to. Had a good outcome with all the work I put into this truck. Running and driving just like it should. Good performance. So all that's left now is just get out there and drive it.